This is the Road Testament. I'm Alex Roy. This is J.F. Musial.
Hey.
Before we discuss the topic of the day, which is the Toyota scandal, we have to understand the context in which the scandal has evolved. Every year, 40,000 people are killed on our roads by driver error. And unless you understand that number, you cannot understand the significance of the Toyota scandal. Today on the Road Testament.
Started with floor mats, 55,000 to be exact, and now today, several recalls later, Toyota is testifying in front of Congress.
I regret that this has resulted in the safety issue described in the recalls we face today, and I am deeply sorry for any accident that Toyota drivers have experienced.
If you go back in time to the Audi debacle in the 80s, you know, it was unclear whether Audis actually had a defect. The unintended acceleration scandal turned out, in fact, not to be a scandal at all. But Audi paid for it for 15 years. Sales dropped by 95%. Toyota is risking a far bigger catastrophe for what was once the biggest manufacturer in the world. Deservedly so for mishandling the PR aspect, but not necessarily deservedly so for the technical problems.
That's true. You know, if we look back at what's actually happening here, only a few accidents confirmed that have been caused by these defects.
You know something, what's really wrong, and I mean, let's be serious here, there are numerous major publications and car magazines have not gotten down to the reality of all this. Somewhere between, what, 7, 15, 30, 40 people have been killed in 10 years.
We've seen numbers ranging from 6 confirmed up to about 36 confirmed.
All right, so imagine for a second that 30 people have died because of the technical problems that Toyota's addressing now through these recalls. Floor mats, software, pedal placement, whatever. In the same 10 years, let's call it 30 people have been killed in Toyotas. 21,000 people have been killed in Toyotas due to driver error.
It's a big.
You know where I'm going with this.
No, I totally get where you're going with this.
No one has been accused, more than myself, of driving dangerously, aggressively, quickly on public roads. Never had a car accident while doing any of these things. I've gotten a few speeding tickets, which I deserved. And if you think about it, if they're having hearings over 20, 30, 40 deaths over 10 years, in those 10 years, 392,000 people were killed on American roads due to driver error. So literally, there should be hearings right now. They should be like stringing up every single person who's ever led the national, transportation, highway board, driving schools, any agency that issues driver's licenses. I mean, you want to think about what's really going on in this country in terms of danger. Okay, give a blind man a brand new Prius. He's probably safer than the average driver is being handed a driver's license.
That's a bold statement.
No, but look at the numbers. 2% of accidents in this country are due to technical failure of a major component of a car.
And keep in mind, that is not only because of the manufacturer, but that also involves, that 2% involves brake pads not being changed properly, or fluids, oils, people who haven't maintained their cars. Of that 2%, how many were actually caused by a manufacturer defect?
Well, we don't even know. It's less than 2%.
Well, that's the
obviously.
thing. We don't have those numbers yet because no one has actually dug in to get these stats.
Look at the reality here. If you buy anything in the modern world which has more than one moving part, there will be a failure rate. What is it? The Sigma?
Yeah, about six products for every 100 million units.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's acceptable. Six for every million acceptable.
Consumer Reports says, well, if you believe them, that Porsches are among the most reliable cars that made, and Toyota's among those cars. Think about the best car you've ever owned that you loved. How many things ever went wrong with it? A lot of different things. Most of those things probably were not major components which would lead to an accident. But if there's one thing you can say for sure, beyond the fact that there are going to be statistically failures of something in a car, and eventually one of those things is going to be perhaps a design flaw. The bottom line is, there's no such thing as unintended acceleration in a car with a manual transmission. It's impossible, okay? But what is guaranteed to be dangerous is get into any modern sedan. I mean, first time I looked inside a brand new S-Class, I saw this. And I got in a Prius, and I saw this. In the old days, an automatic transmission was a long rod. a lever. And if you were in D and something bad happened, you panicked, you could slide it into neutral. You could stop that car. There's never been a car made that didn't have brakes that could overpower the engine power itself.
Well, that's true, but of course, if the engine is running while it's in gear, braking is not going to be in the 120-foot crash standard. It's going to take a little longer, but you're right.
Okay.
You will eventually stop and you will slow down. That is what's the most important about that.
Ask anyone, maybe even you, how many car lengths or feet it will take to stop your car from 60 miles an hour. You probably don't know. Don't even bother trying, because I always get it wrong.
Well, it's supposed to be within 130 feet, 140 feet. Yeah.
Optimistic.
Yeah.
Now, ask yourself, and I like to test this. You can test this playing Forza Motorsport.
Yeah.
Get in any modern sedan with an automatic transmission and simulate a panic and try to locate the switch or button to switch that car from D to neutral. I guarantee you it's almost impossible. The bottom line is, the Toyota recall problem, the design flaw, it's kind of like the Loch Ness monster of car problems. It's kind of like that girl that your friend said he dated that you didn't, that you liked, or even the orgy party you weren't invited to but everyone said they went to without you. Okay, it may have happened, and probably did happen somewhere to someone, but it's been completely blown out of proportion. Sure. I mean, everyone I know says they're a great driver. If that were true, then the entire grid of a Formula One race would be American drivers. It never is, probably never will be. There is a design flaw, I'm sure, and there's also a
several
design flaws. There's also a management, decision flaw.
Yeah.
And chances are that this is purely a real problem that could have been managed well, managed badly, blown out of proportion by the media, just like the Audi situation. But this time, you've got the world's
instead of
biggest automaker.
Audi was producing 75,000 units a year then, and now we have 8.5 million Toyotas being recalled at this point.
Yeah. Plus,
they are
convenience technology, which in fact makes it harder to stop a car in a panic. That's another episode.
That is true. So we want to know what you guys think. I know a lot of you have Toyotas out there. We get emails about it all the time.
If you want to trade one in, now's the time. Lexus LFA on sale.
Yeah, perfect time to buy an LFA. Yeah, either way. Guys, we want to know what you think. Send us emails. Leave comments below. Tomorrow we've got Leo Parente with Shakedown talking about the what actually is the best manufacturer in racing at this point.
Toyota's new launch control system back for Formula One 2011.
They're not.
We'll see. It'd be kind of awesome if the LFA had that brake problem also with a big floor mat, and then you got a speeding ticket and you could claim. So if I were an LFA, in fact, now's the time to go rent any good Toyota, well, I mean, fast Toyota, well, there's how many are there? Just get out there, get an IS 350, get out there, get some speeding tickets, and you've got your excuse all lined up.